It's really come to this, huh? KOF, AFK. Yeah, let's log into Netmarble ID. Fuck you, Netmarble. Alright, so here's the first thing, is let's go over the terms of service. Parties, using our services. Revocable limited license to access any of their services for your own personal and non-commercial use. Cancellations and license. Yeah, you're not entitled to compensation to any virtual currency, virtual goods. Basically, buyer beware. We may modify for reasons including this, but hey, listen, you're not guaranteed anything. It's Netmarble, any excuse they have to screw you, they will. System outages, they may be unavailable during scheduled or unscheduled maintenance. You will acknowledge and agree we are not liable for any unavailability or interruption. So, yeah, just more stuff. Third-party fees, whatever. Device, you use your device. Distribution platform, sure. Affiliate services. Services we provide through agreements with third parties. So, if you use an affiliate service that is not our service fee, agreement of what that affiliate service provider will apply. Okay, so this is saying they can communicate with these services, but what those services can do are up to those services in particular. So you gotta be careful with that. We already know how fucked Meta is. We know how fucked Facebook is. We know about these different data breaches that sell your information, so be careful about that shit. Accounts, yeah, sure, whatever, we know all this. You can't use the responsibilities, you may not use whatever, termination of inactive accounts. Okay, here we go. Company reserves the right to terminate your account without prior notice if you've not accessed your account more than 180 days. Any virtual currency and or goods also deleted with the terminated account will also be deleted. So what this means is, you know, if you go inactive for half a year, then fuck you, all the money you spent on this game, fuck you. Effective account termination. You'll lose all your data associated with the account, sure. Virtual currencies and goods. Coins, gold, rubies. Oh, we're using rubies again. Cool, great. Yeah, we're so original. You do not own virtual currencies or goods. Rather, they purchase a limited, exclusive, and revocable license to these. Alright, you agree that the sale are final. We will not refund any transaction once it's been made. So, buyer beware, all sales final. We reserve the right to control, regulate, change, or remove any virtual money or virtual goods in our sole discretion and without any liability to you. So, like, there is no fucking reason. None. Zero. Like, this is all risk with, like, limited reward of, like, a dopamine surge. A dopamine return. Cool, great. And I realize that this is like the extent of, like, you know, every mobile game is like this. But I mean, you know, given Netmarble's history, if you don't have that kind of confidence going in, if you don't have that kind of faith going in, why would you agree to something like this? Why would you agree to this? Various subscription plans for purchasing. Yep, don't do it. Don't do it. Information regarding subscription renewal will be provided 24 hours before the subscription period ends. Will be automatically renewed unless the user explicitly cancels the renewal. Now, it doesn't say anything regarding how accessible that information is. It could be emailed to you, it could be an in-game message, it could be provided through the Google Play Store, it could be provided through the Apple Store. It doesn't, we don't know. Even if you cancel, you remain responsible and obligated for all purchases and pre-orders made during the subscribing. That's fair. Okay. User conduct and content. Yeah, whatever. It's not libelous. It doesn't invade privacy. It doesn't incite violence. Doesn't infringe on the intellectual blah blah blah. You will not use our services to harass anyone. Whatever. Yeah, it's harvesting, scraping, or collecting any information from our services. Yeah, whatever. Sell or try to whatever. You like intellectual property, we get it. Notwithstanding fraud. Community policy, we all know Netmarbles. Community policy, fuck you. We have a right to suspend or terminate your service at any time for any reason. Notifications, we must send you push notifications. Disclaimer, warranty, etc. Statute of limitations. What's your statute of limitations? 1 year of the data claim, okay? So your statute of limitations is 1 year. Which means you better be on top of your shit with these folks. Intellectual property, who cares? We know intellectual property laws. You can't steal what they own or something. Privacy. Here we go. You consent to us collecting, processing, using, and entering your personal data in the manner set forth in our privacy policy. If you don't agree to our privacy policy, you can't access the use of our services. You may acknowledge that our services may not be private. Okay, so links, assignments. You may not assign or transfer your rights, liabilities, indemnity, the entire agreement. You may review this agreement at any time for amendment, severe severability, waivers of our rights, our failure or delayed exercise any of our rights under the agreement does not waive our right to enforce such right. Any waiver of such rights shall only be effective if it is in writing and signed by us. Dispute resolution. Okay. Any arbitration is on an individual. You can't participate in a class, collective, consolidated, or representative proceeding. I think that's bogus. I think that's horseshit. If you have something that systematically steals from folks, you should be held responsible for that. I think arbitration should be yeah, whatever. I think that's bogus, but that's the game they're playing for purchases in the PlayStation Store. What? PlayStation Store. Okay. Okay, what's the privacy policy? Alright, how we use your information. Now, do we have what they collect? What information we collect, yes. Register account, subscribe to our service. Post your content or use social media, participate in contest promotion, respond to surveys, request for other services. Okay, name, nickname, address, country, email address, phone number, player ID. Social media, account ID, channel ID. Yeah, so just Don't share anything here you wouldn't share on like Facebook or anything. Text messages and communications with other store services. Records and copies of your correspondence if you contact us. Good. I hope you share that. The information third parties provide to us. Name, photo, device identifier, game usage, friend list, country information, email address, information contact, plugged in automatically. Geolocation. Okay, so basically where you access it. The user information. Who we share your information with. Advertising partners. Which collect information about you, your use of our services, your IP address, device identifier, pages visited, browser information, excuse me, time of day, advertisement clicked or viewed. Okay, so that's why you keep getting, ads for mattresses after you've just bought a bed. Because it takes track of those advertisements or your, which advertisements you click on, yeah. Social features, we know. Business transfer. Consent, compliance with the law. Targeted advertising, we already know about this. How we keep your information secure, children's privacy rights. The right to delete certain personal information. You may request that we delete your personal information subject to certain exemptions under the applicable laws. They may deny your deletion request if retaining the information is necessary for them or their service providers to provide services they requested. They will delete or de-identify personal information now subject. Okay, so know your rights. You are allowed to have your personal information deleted, provided that it doesn't interfere with services they request. Services you request. Or anything illegal. I'm not sure where that latter would come from, but right to opt out, right to non-discrimination, how to exercise your rights. Pay attention, how to exercise your rights. There is a privacy portal. Our contact details are in the how to contact us. Your request must provide sufficient information that allows us to 1. Reasonably verify you're the person. And you need to consider that request made through your password-protected account sufficiently verified when the request relates to personal information associated with the specific account. Okay, so knowing your account name and the password is sufficient for them to take a privacy request seriously. Remember this. This could, hey, listen, like, Netmarble hasn't done anything yet, but you need to know your rights when it comes to this, based on how many folks have been, like, fucked over by Netmarble in the past. Privacy notice for California residents. I'm not in California. If you're in California, hey, you read this, I don't care. Nevada, UK, whatever. Where they hold your information. By using our services, you consent to your personal information for smooth use and provision of game services being transferred to recipients in other countries, Google Cloud, AWS, Microsoft Azure networks, and being stored and processed in the servers located in other countries. Okay, so they're holding your information in Sure. Okay. So nothing is being kept secure, is what you're telling me. It may be transferred to or stored at a destination outside your country, including but not limited to our data center in South Korea. So this is super sketchy. Like they're not being very specific about where they're holding the information. Like they don't have a plan here. Changes to our privacy policy. No contact us. Okay. So that's what you're getting into if you're playing KOF AFK. And we're going to get to some actual gameplay, so you don't have to in a bit. But right now I've got to go to tape study. So I'm about to go to that and talk to you.